So we have another new project here in the V8 TV shop, and this one is a little bit different for us. It's a 1955 Ford Thunderbird, and we've been doing a lot of GM projects, and we thought it'd be cool to dive into some Ford stuff and hopefully eventually some Mopar projects too. In 1955, Ford came out with the Thunderbird as kind of an answer to the Corvette, and they tried to make what was supposed to be kind of a sports car. And I use the term kind of because a true sports car, most people think European stuff, Ferrari, Porsche, things that are a lot smaller than this Thunderbird. The Thunderbird was built using a lot of components Ford had from their full-size car line, just on a different wheelbase, slightly smaller frame, with a completely restyled body. So it's unique to itself. It doesn't really share body panels with anything else in the Ford line, but some of the parts underneath do interchange. This car came to us, it had been through a couple different shops being restored and modified along the way. And the owner has had a bunch of these cars. In fact, he had a cool 50s T-Bird back in the day that he actually built a high-revving Pontiac engine for and used to terrorize the countryside at high speed. And he kind of wanted to revisit that, but using some newer technology that would perform better and would be a little bit safer and more fun to drive. When this car came to us, it had a Super Cobra Jet 460 crate engine under the hood. It hadn't been run yet, but we kind of determined that engine would have been better suited to more of a drag race application than a high-revving sports car like this 55 Thunderbird. So the plan was to change out that engine for something a little more modern that had a higher RPM power zone than a big torque monster that would have done nothing but annihilate the tires in this thing. So the engine of choice is a new 2011 Ford 5.0 Coyote V8, which is an all-aluminum 32-valve dual overhead cam variable valve timing fuel injected monster that comes in the new Mustang GTs, and it makes 412 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds, but it's designed to spin high. Behind that, we're installing a Richmond 6-speed, which is a 5-speed with a single overdrive. And the whole focus, again, is so that this owner can really rev this thing high and row through the gears and have a good time, you know, cruising the back roads and enjoy shifting and not just burning tires. The car came to us with disc brakes on it. We're supplementing that with a hydroboost unit from Hydratech. And we're going to be running a hydraulic clutch. And then we're going to try and slip in some air conditioning and a few other creature comforts. Another thing we're adding to this car is a Flaming River rack and pinion steering set. When this car arrived in our shop, it had some sort of rack retrofitted to it, but we weren't real positive that the geometry of that unit was going to be favorable to minimize bump steers, so that Flaming River unit is designed to fix that. So at this point, we've got the new engine kind of set in place, and we'll take a look at some of the things we're going to need to do to make this project a success.